Hello, everybody. Crumpling up a piece of paper. Hope you're doing well. It's currently 5 o'clock. I need to throw the crumpled piece of paper away now. I always time things so poorly. Wow, for when the stream starts. I hope you're all having a good one. If not, we get some time today to chill out, to do something that we love. Yo, what's up, QR? How's it going? Hope you're having a good one. Good to see you here today. Sorry, I didn't sit up for stream, because why would I? I'm a streamer. I don't think ahead. Oh man, my room's so clean. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm doing okay. As you can tell by the raise and pitch of my voice right there. Yeah, no, I'm doing okay. We're alive. The day is good. The weather is beautiful. I'm not sure if if you checked out Champions Lounge and Drawbox. Holy crap. Amazing. Sparrow Sky just went insane. Insane. What's up, TS Block? TS Block, thank you for the amazing Gravel drawing. I love that a lot. And I can't even, I didn't even say there why I liked it so much, other than it just being great. I'm a huge fan of No, I'm Not a Human, the game. And man, that reminded me of it so much. I love the, weird, creepy energy kind of behind it. Amazing work there. That made my night. So you're to their drawing of your cat? Hell yeah. I didn't see Gravel there, which I'm not saying it should have been, right? I am not saying Gravel should have been there, but it did impart a little bit of FOMO to the degree where I was like, I need to interact with the Drawbox community more. You know? I was like, yeah, I really do owe this community more of my time. It's just, I'm really nervous putting myself in there and interacting. I used to before Delano server. I was somewhat a frequent chatter there. And I do a critique here and there, but heck yeah, that's so awesome. I was wondering where your new profile picture was. But yeah, Sparrow Sky's amazing. So cool. Because, I recognize those, I recognized all the characters in there and the OCs and stuff. So that's just an amazing drawing. I really love that. Does that mean next promptathon, every prompt has to involve Gravel, and we need to just be spamming the Gravel drawings? Maybe. But no. I think, yeah, only doing those kind of drawings for the sake of someone else drawing it is underhanded, right? We should be interacting with the Drawbox community for the sake of it, and that's just a great place to interact and talk to people in. I like doing bits and jokes, and I feel like a lot of them fall flat there. People take me sometimes a little bit too seriously. Not on their, it's my fault for not reading the room. So I'm always, cautious. The anxiety I get from, dropping a joke in there and just waiting, hoping to God that someone will, riff off of it. Meanwhile, Delano server, I could just say bullshit and someone will either make fun of me or whatever. Not in a mean way, but yeah. What are you guys going to be working on tonight? Also, very happy. You guys may not know them that well as recent joiners of Delano's server, but Slash Cuts back. Very skilled artist. Do a little doodle and then I'll see. Heck yeah. You've had a very cat-centric day. I'm not sure if a cat is on the agenda for you. Ay, ay, ay. I did my meal prep for the week. The apartment is clean. This is the first time in a long time that we've had good weather where I live. And it's going to be storming on my graduation, which, if that's not a slap in the face, I don't know what is. But excited for that. These are going to be some very intense days, but I'm excited for them. Went on a really nice walk today. I was walking to the gym because my scooter exploded. Burp. I looked today, I don't know how I didn't notice it any other time, but the back tire on my scooter completely blown out. And I was like, oh, that's probably why it's been bumpy for the past couple days I've been riding it. But that is also okay timing. I mean, I wouldn't want my scooter to have a flat tire anyways. But now I'm not going to class, so I can just chill out and walk places, which actually helps. You know, instead of like scootering to like a fast food place to pick up fast food, I'm now condemned to either like go to my car or walk. And so either I'll walk and offset the calories ideally by going to the fast food place, or I just save money and don't go get fast food. Who knew increasing the friction would make that? Now, that does increase the friction of going to the gym, but I like going to the gym, so I'm not too peeved by that. And a nice morning walk if it isn't. Oh, but it's going to be raining all week. Oh, going to the gym is going to be so hard. But it is going to be very nice and empty. It always gets that time gets that way during this time of the year. During final season, you know, everyone's either leaving college via graduation or just, you know, the semester being over, or they're just too busy studying for finals to go to the gym. So it's all mine. I'll never have to wait on a machine again until the next semester starts. Okay, for today, what we have on the agenda is I want to finish the ellipses for all the orthos we have. I hate doing ellipses so much. Do those, and then and we have like 5 or something. It's gonna be so annoying. No, 6. We have 6 ellipses. 7. Oh god, I said it. We have that many ellipses to do, and then the box. It's not just that I don't like doing ellipses because they're scary, right? And these are like, you know, 90-degree ellipses. They're perfect circles. Except, what is it, Canoe and the Patreon? Are you guys Drawbox Plus? I shouldn't call it that. Patreon subscribers? I'm going to check real quick before you can even type. I'm pretty sure QR is. Never mind, I can't search that fast. Heck yeah. There we go. TS Block. Yes. Okay. So yeah, what is it? I love burning credits. Me too. I haven't turned in a thing in months. You know? What was it? Canoe and I think it was Patreon today, unveiled the story that they had of them being like, okay, it's gonna be like counting the euros, like 5, 6, 7, 8, and the woman next to him going 6, 7. So now I can't wait for Canoe's comic on this situation. Canoe already made a comic about like the freaking AI slop characters, like the Crocodilo, Bombadillo, or whatever. So I'm excited for the 6-7 comment by Canoe. Always happy to see those. If I had social media, I would be probably only. I know they have so much character, man. The expressions, and like not in a like a reductive way. I don't know how this would be a reductive way. It just kind of reminds me of early internet comics. I don't know how or why, or if that makes sense. But it just, yeah. Not out of really a way of fidelity or even humor, because the humor is obviously very modern. Just, yeah. I need to start doing comics. Yeah. I've actually been wanting to, like, I'm not sure what I would call the style I like trying to draw in. It's a little bit more realistic than cartoony, I'd say. I've been wanting to delve into a more cartoony, kind of like Bear Muggian style with my characters. I mean, Gravel's pretty easy to do cartoony-wise. All that would be really different. In fact, this is like extremely old. This was like my first attempt at doing like a cartoony version. I keep this one on my wall. That's a very important sticky note to me. What's up, Bear? I was just saying I wish, or I would, not even I wish, I would like to start pursuing a little bit more like stylized, I wouldn't say cartoony, but a bit more Bear Muggian, right? I say you have very stylized expressions and character designs, and I want to make a version that's like less complex of my own characters. Bear has exited the hibernation. Bear is returned with a new PB for the Scientology speedrun. She's in top 50, I think, now. How's your day going so far, Bear? What an ellipse. Look at that. Well, what great control we have for a day where ellipses are important. I'm doing okay. I kind of wish I went for a longer walk today. I wish I went to the pond and fed the ducks. I didn't, though. I decided to draw a stupid bird in a cap and gown. But that was still fun. And I was good today. I drew for like 3 hours total, but I like had breaks and I didn't overdo it and I didn't overwhelm myself. And I was going to play video games with my friends, but then I had to meal prep and do chores and stuff. I had to do chores. I'm sorry. My friends are not happy with how much I draw. Not in like a bad way, but they're like, yo, let's like I barely mentioned playing a game. They're on it, which I said last time I'm very appreciative of, but just anything. Maybe we have a stream coming up where we dive into kind of cartoonifying, stylizing Gravel, Luca, and Bill. Mainly Gravel and Luca. I'm not sure if Bill's gonna make too many appearances in comics. If I were to make comics, I don't really have ideas for comics. I just like kind of like poster. Does that make sense? Illustrations. That sounds too advanced for what I do. Nice. Bear, have you been up to any drawing as of recent? What are the tales? Oh, my control's pretty decent today. Armpit Raider. That's a crazy name. That's a crazy name. What's up? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, that completely caught me off guard. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we are doing some warm-ups right now before we get into the main content of today. Hope you're doing well. Once again, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, I got an email on my phone. Armpit underscore Raider has been following you, or is now following you. Oh jeez. No hate, of course. I would ask for chat. Is this real? I would ask for like an elaboration of the username, but hey, you do you. You know. Everyone has their profession. Who am I to deny a person their job? This is real, Bear, for all I know. Cool. Okay. Good warm up. I feel bad because Armpit Raider, sorry for the mispronunciation, just joined, but we're gonna do our 2 minutes of ads. Carry on. We're gonna, for those who don't know, we just do a quick BRB while I get everything set up. We also run 2 minutes of ads so you don't get ads for the next hour. So, no pre-rolls makes it easier for everybody. So yeah, we're gonna get those out of the way, come back and continue our work on lesson 6. Also, I just realized something. For those who are here, which I think is only YouTube people, maybe some of the Twitch people didn't get ads. Wish I could sort by Gravel on my website. I think we missed Gravel's birthday. Oops. April 16th. Gravel's birthday is tomorrow. I had a feeling. I saw that today was the 14th. Or the 15th. The 3rd? I'm a chud. We missed his birthday. Why did I think today was April, bro? We missed Gravel's birthday. Oh, what a shame. Belated birthday? What do we do for his birthday? Leave some bird seed out, I guess. Feed your local grackle, mayhaps. Bird. Lurk. Exclamation point lurk. I like that. I'm not sure what it does, but I like that. Or if it's supposed to do something. Cool. So we are going to continue our work on lesson 6 today. Unfortunately. And that entails me... why don't I ever do anything productive during BRB? I swear I'm just like sitting there with my... I'm not going to say that. I sit there doing nothing productive. In my creaky chair. Can you guys hear the creaky chair? I apologize. I need to, like, I can literally just tighten it, and I never do that. I'm big Billy drawing. Makes my chair creak. Okay, oh, and we need the obligatory, sticky note. Let's also change up the music as well. We're gonna put on some jazzy jazz. I've been obsessed with this playlist that I found recently. It's so good. Yo, Tuna, welcome. How's it going? Jazzy jazz. Gotta shuffle it though. Sorry, John Coltrane. Oh, here we go. In all honesty, I was actually really thinking of playing some Kid Cudi today. Because Great Leo, I like that. When I first started doing Drawbox, every day I sat down to do lesson 1, I would listen to Kid Cudi. And so, like, whenever I listen to that music, it takes me back. It's a very strange feeling, but it's cool. Alrighty, so we have a lot to do today. But I'm unemployed. I'm a chud, so we have a lot of time to do that. I should also... oh, I just ripped my washi tape all weird. What the frick? Man, that's gonna bother me so much. How do you even do that? How do we even manage this? Oh, it's just getting worse. I've never messed up washi tape before in my life until now. There we go. It's still ripping like that. I have a... what's it called? Like, defective washi tape. I want reparations. Nice choice. So yeah, we have a lot of ellipses to do. We're going to start with the top, which is probably one of the harder ones. I want to try using my French curves. I also have some ellipse guides, and you're like, Kavel, you can't use French curves. You technically can't, unless you really like, or like, you can. It's just not going to be that accurate, but I'd rather do that than freehand it, so. Once again, a better streamer would have had all of his tools prepped beforehand. So we have this that's bent because I don't store it correctly, I guess, which will hopefully help us a little bit. We can at least get... okay, that's too big. Shoot. Even for the... okay, that sucks. Maybe we can use it for the others. Regardless, I can't believe I bought these. What an investment. I was bold and I bought the all the ellipse guides and stuff like the first month of me doing Drawbox. It's like, I'm going to get to lesson 6. Which, I mean, hey, you know, I did, but it could have been a waste of money. For starting any new hobby, do not buy stuff early. Treat it like a reward that you get later. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be tough. And I'm scared. But the best way to overcome that is to start, so. And man, my desk is already messy. So starting off, slice the top has 1/3, which is right here on the interior, and 2/5, which is out here, slightly larger. This is scary. This is difficult. Wait a second. Okay, this isn't a perfect ellipse, but it would kind of work. What I like doing, I should have probably warmed up more for this part. I like to do a very light pass first with our, freehand ellipse, and then either going in with the French curve and fixing it up, or just doing it by hand and fixing it up. These are small enough that I could probably get away with the French curve because the error won't be that noticeable. Just if it ain't scary. Okay, that's all I get. It was already pretty bad. Oh, jeez. This one was good. Okay. I have an idea. I've rotated. Okay, that's all we're gonna do. It's not the best, but like going over it with a ton of passes, just I feel like undermines it a little bit, makes it look a bit ugly. So we're not gonna do that. With the larger ellipse. I have to remind myself to breathe, dude. Holy, I messed that up a lot. This is a random question, but do you think you have fan art of you floating around somewhere? Well, I remember you telling me that you apparently made gravel art back in the day, or something or the other. So possibly, but I wouldn't totally imagine so. Other than that. I'm very appreciative of anything that anyone makes ever. But like I don't know. I'm not at the level where I'd consider it fan art. I just consider it like, oh, friends are drawing my character. Right? Like I don't consider any of you fans in a way. I feel like it's I'm not that, I'm not that big, right? We can talk one-on-one. So I consider, that's not a fan. Uh and I'm highly appreciative of it. Should I go look for gravel art? We're supposed to be the parasocial ones. Shoot, I forgot. Chatter becomes a streamer, doesn't know how to to parasocial. We're the Cavalnators. Get out of here, Bear. You're being so fake as the progenitor of the weenies title. You cannot be going over here saying Cavalnators. I don't like it. You can't abandon your roots. I know what you are. I can't believe abandoned weenies. I can't believe it either. Oh, I talked to my roommate, and I think I'm allowed to talk. I think I've brought this up. He's a TA for physics, and he calls his students his weenies. So if there's any, he was like, "Holy crap!" The fact that Bear suggested I call you guys weenies is a pretty crazy coincidence. Unless Bear is secretly my roommate, which would be kind of absurd. Okay, I'm gonna like refine these now. Less is more. We gotta be careful, but I feel like we could pull this off with one of these. I just hope I never I know so much about physics. I'm trying to come up with like remember like a physicist's name that I can do a pun with bear, but I really can't. I don't think I'm built for that. I don't think I'm that much of a physics nerd to be able to do that. To the fan art thing, I hope I'm never big enough, which I probably won't ever be. Like, okay, likening myself to Markiplier is egotistical as hell, and I'm not going to do that. But like, I've seen the clip of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye talking about like the fan fiction of them, and how like kind of just insane it is, right? I would never want that. That's they could have that, right? I'm happy with my average of like 3 viewers. You know, sometimes we get a little prime sub here and there, and someone draws something that I'm highly appreciative of, and that's as far as it needs to go. This sucks, and I shouldn't have done this. Oh, oh, jeez. I'm gonna just do it by hand. See, that was so much better. Now that I'm thinking about it, if there was ever you cannot say balls. Are you sure you don't have any fan fictions? I was just about to say, Kat probably wrote some fan fiction about Gravel and Mordecai, so I can't really say I'm blind to that. And yeah, another thing about it, it all kind of makes sense that because like Kat was asking some really strange questions about Gravel at some points, so she's probably just like gaining information for her fanfic. What's the website that everyone does fanfiction on? I thought it was Wattpad, but I was corrected many times about this. About what the fanfiction website is. We both thought about Cat AO3. I think so. I think that's the one I've heard of. I'm like, you guys need Jesus. Alrighty. This sucks and I hate it, but we're gonna continue. It's like swallowing your medicine. It just feels bad. This one is our 4/5, so 1/10 to 9/10. So here, here, here. This is like ego death. I know ego death isn't like what it sounds like. Like ego death sounds like, oh, the death of the ego, one becomes like selfless. No, it's like apparently a much more like horrific experience that someone has while doing psychedelic drugs. Like the destruction of the sense of self. But like whatever ego death in the sense of humility, that's what doing ellipses on orthos for lesson 6 feels like. Uncomfortable doesn't visit the streams, but I feel like that would have been the perfect time. Me likening lesson 6 to the worst experience you can have on LSD. When I was like 7, I tried to read a Harry Potter fanfic and I got traumatized. Oh, oh no. That's the thing. I one barely read like fiction or like stories, and two, I just I don't understand fan fiction too much. I don't think I've like ever cared about an IP so much that I'm like, I need more media of this. Maybe Dorohedoro Yaoi of Aikawa and what's his name? Why am I forgetting his? It's the revenge dude. He has the curse. Who's cursed dude? I can't remember his name. But those two, yeah, fine. Maybe that. But like other than that, I don't really see that field being for me. His name is said like a billion times. I can't remember. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. I was just watching the episodes. Oh, is there new Doro? Risu. Yeah, Risu. Yeah. Also, I feel like I must mention I love the design of Curse. I think they did it justice in the anime. I'm gonna leave it there. Right? That's an ellipse. Dude, the backlog is so huge. I don't know what. I just know this is when I kind of struggle drawing. It's when I want to draw something, but I don't know what I want to draw. So, like, I want to draw Kaiman, but I don't know what, like, I don't know in what context. I think it is time that if I draw Kaiman again, I must pair it with a drawing of Nikaido. But I'm 74% finished with the book I've been reading. The yearning is crazy. They're yearning, like, to finish the book and just, like, the media itself. I know that feeling as well. When I had 9-head Yaoi collection, my grandma found it and donated. Dude, what's the video on YouTube? Don't ask how I got them. What's the video? He's just like, my mom found my Yaoi collection. We're watching that during BRB, guys. My mom found my Yaoi collection, guys. Guys, my mom found my Yaoi collection. It's such a product of its time. Or was it Yuri? I can't remember. It's a good video. It's really a video perfectly reminiscent of the times, but isn't it modern? Like, I thought it was older just by, like, her outfit in the room and the camera, but I think it's just, that's how it is. Like, I've seen, like, animations of it. That's a great video. There's a video I would like to reference. Whenever, and yeah, German reference. Mom found the Yaoi. I mean, yeah, that's classic. Germa was doing like a zombie game where you have to spell words to shoot enemies, and he had a camera on his keyboard and he was doing a bit, and he went drink, and he pulled up like a Dr. Pepper or a beer or something and spilled it all over his keyboard. And so whenever my friends and I are playing games now and we need to take a sip, what? What? This is no way. Am I Dude, what is happening? Nice lady, thank you for the raid. Dude, what the... Oh my gosh. Welcome, everybody. No pressure. Yo, welcome, everybody. Holy, I don't believe it. Like, it's not registering to me that that's real. I don't even have raid notifications. Hello, teeny tiny. Oh my gosh. Slick Shady. I can't say all of these in time. Thank you all for the follows. Holy crap, guys. We're super chill, lovely. Show your art. We could do. Oh, nice lady over there. Okay, welcome. I need to send you a follow back. Holy crap. It's going to teach on this platform? Wait, what? I need to go investigate. Give me a second, everybody. What you're making? Yeah, we will. So my name is Kavel. We are a beginner artist kind of group. Yeah, Bear. This is a raid. 110 persons, 63 viewers. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Let's get to it. I'm like, I've never seen chat go this fast. So yeah. This is Drawbox. It's a free art learning thing. Not sponsored. Where, oh my gosh, it keeps popping up. But yeah, Drawbox is a free online learning platform. You can go to the website if you are interested in learning constructional drawing. Completely free. You could do all of it. You could submit work. People will grade you for free. It's awesome. I love it. How long have I been streaming? About 2.5 years. A little bit more, over 2 years. And I personally got into drawing because I just like expressing myself. I like doing little comics and stuff. I'm trying to find a good way of pulling up our art. Let's do this here. We're gonna go into BRB, guys. So hang with me. Hang with me. I have a little website. Please don't, please don't visit it because it will probably go down. It will probably go down if you all visit it. Let's do this. Yeah. So here we go. Let's see if this works. Yeah, here's the little website that we have. This isn't the most modern art that we have, but stuff like this. This is our little bird character, Gravel. I recently got into doing digital, so I'm a huge fan of making little characters and stuff. Drawbox, if you're referring to that, which sounds like a challenge, it is. Drawbox is really crazy. We can actually go over here. This is what Drawbox looks like. So you start with lesson 1, which is basic perspective stuff. Pretty good. Ellipses, all that. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then we go into lesson 2. This is sideways, where you work on texture and organic form. Then lesson 3 is plants. And then my favorite lesson, lesson 4 and 5. These are very fun if you're interested in like learning how to draw animals and stuff. I highly recommend these. It's a bit rough at the beginning, right? But I love lesson 5 a ton. I saw a lot of personal improvement from it. And we're currently in lesson 6, so we're doing a lot of, let's see if I can open this here efficiently. We're doing a lot of constructions. So like, can I open this? Yeah, there we go. We're doing a lot of constructions. So making 3D objects and such, right? Yeah, it's very structured. The community is awesome. I really love Drawbox. I'm not sponsored. I need to say that. Okay, I'm not sponsored. But yeah, no, if you guys, so Nice Lady mentioned, or someone mentioned that we would be teaching on Twitch. The Armpit Raider, thank you. First of all, crazy name. Thank you, Armpit Raider, for bringing 100 people to the stream. Not sponsored yet, true. Let me go over to Nice Lady's channel real quick. Make sure I'm having everything. But I really, really love Drawbox. There we go. W Armpit Raider. Oh, wow, look at that background. Yo, wait. Okay, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna be like... Okay, we're gonna just do this. Freaking crazy stream starting soon here. Thank you, wait. Can I... Yeah, there we go. This is awesome. I love this. Yo! There's 100... I think we're at 60 viewers, which is our all-time high. Oh my gosh, I love this. Whatever this is. This is great. W Armpit Raider indeed. What's the most... let's look at an about. A feral, dirty Mary Poppins? This is sort of stuff I used to like to draw, so helpful to learn the perspective basics. Exactly. I've seen a lot of personal improvement. I personally, if you guys have ever heard of Trend Fiddler, that's like a main artist that I love and stuff. Armpit chooses the best raids. Well, thank you guys for choosing me. Used to be an armpit lover or something besides a raider. It's a great foundation. I kind of read that in tandem. But yeah, I love Trend Fiddler. I love like figure drawing, male figure drawing. I love it a ton, dude. So that's something I'd like to get into one day. we're gonna be evil and do React stream real quick and look at oh god, that jump scared me. Yo! Holy man, what am I doing? Look at all this art in the background. I don't even have a face cam. Maybe that needs to change. Holy. Trinity sketch, shout out. I need to start doing humans more, man. Facecams can help a lot, true. Recommend getting a facecam. I actually have one. I've just never been in a condition where I look acceptable. I could be baited into turning it on. Moth ass? Twitch yells at me for drawing men with their breasts out, and we can have moth ass. No, I'm kidding. The Shreksies, yeah, I saw that. When I was passing through. It was over here. The Shreksies. Oh wait, there's so many. Oh my god, I keep getting jump scared. Sorry. What is this one? Yo! This is so great. Bear. Chat pause due to scroll. Oh, I love it so much. Get your tier 3 exclamation Shrexy, dude. I can maybe be can I link you the finished Trinity? Of course, yeah, let me make sure you can link stuff. I'll just VIP you for right now because I don't know a better way of doing that. Never mind, I could only block or report you. You know what? You can have a temporary mod, I guess. Don't do anything stupid. If you bring in 100 viewers to the stream, I think you can have mod for like a little bit. There we go. Holy crap, what the hell? That's insane! Bro, I need to study value more. This is crazy. Here, for everybody, let's get this on the stream. There we go. Holy. Look at that. I can be trusted as mod, just ask nice lady. Markers, she's a witch. Markers, dude. Oh, this makes me feel like I've been investing a lot into digital recently. Maybe I need to go back. Oh, I love how blasted the whites are, so it gives it like you're actually on a rooftop, you know? And doing that allows you to put more value into like the chest, or like so you could have these like nice reflections. You can notice the detail there. Temporarily only. I could, yeah, come back to the traditional side. Honestly, there's no reason I shouldn't. There's really no reason I shouldn't. Especially for, so I told you guys about Drawbox, which is free, not sponsored. Wait, why is it TOS right here? Why is there a TOS counter? Pits is the tits. Hell yeah. I'm curious. The TOS counter. But no, after Drawbox, we're going to something called New Masters Academy, which hopefully, you know, it's still traditional and it's gonna really push me. It's gonna really push me to do all that. Tally of Shame. How bad? So like, I've always been very careful with Twitch. You know, like when it comes to like gesture drawings or figure drawings, I just don't do them. I do those in my personal time. Because like I'm scared that all that. Armpit was a lover, but now he's just critical and a raider. Come on. We've lost our love for the arts, and now we must be critical of everyone's stuff. I used to have a drawing easel like this. So you can unmod yourself? Wow. Was it flagellation? Removal of mod. Well, holy crap, guys. I don't want to like segue too much on this stuff. This is, and I also, Mothass2 is calling my name. I don't know what's happening over there, but Twitch has decided and we need to go over there. Here, let's go back over here. Go back to main camera. Oh, whoop, there we go. What a change of pace, like this crazy finished drawing, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna do more. That's one sorted algorithm. I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't watch Twitch on this account. I mainly just watch Germa and stuff. Germa, Northern Line, Vinny, the Horseman. Armpit knows all the things and pretty much ensues Jess can stream or have a Discord. And that's the beauty of Twitch. Going into Twitch as a YouTube child was very, very difficult. I still don't understand most of that. Not the best boy. What? Are we having Germa insults? I'm probably misreading that. Also, Automod, I guess we allow the word tits now. Respectfully. Holy crap. Well, once again, thank you guys for the raid. This is like the biggest raid we've ever had. I hope to serve the remainder of you guys here. I'm not used to seeing this many viewers in the view graph. Let's get back to it. But yeah, so we are constructing, oh goodness, stir. You know what? Okay. We've just had a stir, what is it? What's the sturma? That we just had a sturma stand with a stir supporter in chat, so I could understand it. Great tits over in the Penny's channel. The Penny's channel. I'm learning so much today. You guys got to teach me how Twitch works. It's been 2 years for me, but like I've been over in my own corner. We're drawing this for lesson 6, and we're getting better at doing ellipses and stuff. So I basically rant about Scientology. Wait, that sounds crazy out of context. We rant about Scientology speedruns for like 6 minutes and then draw one ellipse, and we do that for 2 hours and then we call it a day. So, Pinion Paint. Paints a lot of birds. Yo! You just told the bird guy. Okay, wait. We're derailing the stream. I don't care. You told me there's a bird Twitch painter, and now I need to get on this immediately. Pinion Paint. You got a website? Twitch partner? Yo. I need this hoodie. $45 great tits. Is it problematic if a male with possibly not great tits wear this? I feel like that's an issue, actually. I'll seem just like a really greasy dude, just like, oh, great tits. Like, that's problematic. Work on your movies? True. Holy crap. Nah, do it anyways. For the merch, you know. Oh, here we go. A gnat catcher? I've never even... So guys, for those who... I mean, I'll put it back on the screen. We are an enjoyer of birds here. Let me go back to the sellout website. That is not the sellout website. What are we doing? We'll just go here. Kavelbabble.com. So yeah, like this is our main character. We love birds and such. And man, this is kind of like I'm FWing with this really hard. My automod's getting blown up right now. Okay, approve Cox, approve Hooters. You guys are destroying my poor automod. It's okay. Okay, have a good one, Spooky. Thank you. Get the one without the text. It's $45, and as far as I've spent more on hoodies that I like less. Wow, look at all this. Browse all. Cardinal. This is epic. Yo! Jess and Pinion's channel are the two nicest places to hang. Don't tell them I said that, though, obviously. Don't worry, I'll delete the message. Gigantifying emote, zero Kavel coin. Oh yeah, everything's free right now, because like, what we used to do, guys, is we did something called the wheel, where you could actually spend Kavel coin to redeem, like you want this drawn or whatever. Oh, Chocobo! We don't do it anymore because we've been mainly focusing on this stuff, but maybe we spin it up again. My email is spazzing out. It's like, hey, did you know someone just followed you on Twitch? Jeez. Okay, let's get over here. Let's do some ellipses. We'll walk and talk. That's really cool. So I'm assuming painters. You guys are painterly fellows. Once again, I know I'm going to say it like 100 times, but sincerely thank you for the raid. 110 people is absolutely ridiculous. I apologize for everybody who's following. I'm trying to stay. Wait, 30 bits? Wait, that was 30 bits? You paid money to gigantify that? Absurd. Portraits and oil painting. Holy. Well, thank you for the bits. Oh my gosh. Two people did bits. Oh, was Blackett? Oh my god, guys. Thank you. Holy. Oil painting, heck yeah. I'm still very scared of color, guys. It's a lot. I've been doing little stuff in my free time to like delve into to value, but it's rough. It requires a lot of practice, a lot of experience. Oil painting. I've actually I think it was Bear Mug, very very fond follower of this channel, a fan if you will. I think she mentioned something with gouache the other day. 99% traditional, but is dabbling in digital. Heck yeah. I like digital because it's a lot cheaper. I actually recently I'm graduating in a couple days out of college, so we're waiting on the hiring, so then we can start spending a lot of the gouache is strong with her. Heck yeah. Like what's it? Scott Christian Sava on YouTube. We all know him. If you know gouache, you know Scott Christian Sava. Christian Scott Sava. Gouache is yummy. Isn't like oil painting and gouache like toxic as hell? When are they gonna make the edible adult paints? I guess edible for children. Yeah. We're gonna ghost a billion times until we make this ellipse. This ellipse is so large. Yipes. Oh, we have a lot of corrections to do there. I'm a little bit nervous. Man, I just got not only an amazing raid, but I learned about 2 new Twitch channels. One associated heavily with birds. You can't really get better than that. And yeah, my as I mentioned, I'm graduating soon. I professionally, like, I've studied computer science, software engineering. If anyone's hiring, but if I took Twitch professionally, Twitch and YouTube professionally, I would do face cam. Just lots of things though, not so much acrylic. We'd be exploring and stuff. We'd be messing with medium. We like it. What time do you guys? How often do you guys usually stream? Or I guess this goes to how should I refer to our beneficiary? Nice lady over there, nice lady. I feel like lady is a bit reductive. I don't know. I can only extend the most respect. Who here could I request some engagement from everybody in chat? Type 1 if you've heard of Tran Fiddler. I'm interested. 5 times a week, 4 evenings, and 1 day stream. Heck yeah. I'm assuming Chess QR, of course, has. I'm assuming Jess is a full-time artist because you mention him literally every day. So what if I have like, I don't want to say like an art crush. Yeah, art crush. That sounds like not parasocial. Oh, yikes. She is yes. I may have further questions in the future about professional artists. It seems like such a scary field to jump into, especially right now. And I know I don't need to have that conversation. Everyone knows. But I am interested in it. What it entails. Independent business aspect is also hugely crazy. Okay, we're gonna have a quick rant, everybody, because we mentioned oil painting, traditional painting. I'm gonna throw some. These may not be the tits you're accustomed to. I hope you can extend me. We're gonna go to art station trip. Hopefully Twitch doesn't get mad at me. This guy is both traditional and digital, but mainly digital. Let's head over here. Here we go. Talking about value. My favorite drawing, oh god, this one. My favorite drawing isn't here, but we'll go into ones like this, right? I absolutely love Tran Fiddler. We're gonna say it 100 times, but now I get to say it in front of like 30 viewers. Amazing control of value. Thank you for the follow, teeny tiny victories. There's been like so many follows, I apologize if I can't get to you all. But I love this so much, right? Firstly, Tran does have a little bit of value here, but this is, probably just like an overlay or something with some green. But man, this is what we're trying to aim for, in a way, right? Of course, we're not going to draw Tran's art. We're going to draw Kavel's art. But for the ripped Batman, I know, right? And look at these like gestural sketches in the process, right? I've been, watching some of the Tran's like 3-year-old videos on the subject and how he does his rendering. I'm trying to get there, but it is very involved. Procreate people, man. Not like that way, but like the drawing software. Those people are cracked. I'm over here with my $30 drawing tablet. Not that when it comes to digital that your tools make all the difference. And man, everyone here has the cool NASA. I never tuned into the Artemis stream on this account, so I don't have the NASA badge. I'm so fake. Better ellipses have been done. Oof. After stream, though, I'll be watching. I have the $30 Wacom tablet. Should play some more with it. Please do, guys. Download Krita, because it's free. I don't really have a preference for the software. Do your thing. Take the 4B charcoal pencil and just go crazy with it. Like a slightly reddish black brush for sketching. It is wonderful. Okay, what is the radius of slice 3 and 4? Let's look at our little diagram right now. Radius is 2/3. 2/3? Was I crazy? Okay. So yeah, once sorry. Once we're done with these orthos, right? These little crit on Debian. Oh, shout out Linux users. Let's go. I've recently had to start dual booting for some of the research I did last semester. Sandboxing. But man, no Windows or Apples here. I am a Windows user just because of video games, historically video games. Every day I inch closer. I mean, I work in WSL for Windows, which is like, Diet Linux for like the command line and everything. I would never code in Windows, dude, unless I'm doing like this, .NET stuff or whatever. But I inch closer to the Linux overhang every day. I don't think I encountered a game that doesn't work on Linux. It just takes some effort for older ones. Yeah. No. Don't worry. I barely know the gaming sphere for Linux. Just like I grew up back in like 2010 when I started gaming on PC, right? I was like, oh, Half-Life. I'm gonna run that on Windows, right? Games are getting better and better on Linux. I've heard. What was the whole secure boot fiasco? I knew there was some controversy, not in like a YouTuber controversy, but something with like secure boot in Linux. Something or the other, just anti-cheat issues these days. That's what I hear. Me when I try to ask for kernel level access of a Linux machine. I think that's going to end well. Just uses a shim, it's just not an issue. Okay, gotcha. I'm going to act like I know what that means, and then I'm going to Google it after stream and be like, yeah, of course. This raid has also taught me I should probably invest more time in looking at other artists on Twitch. I've been so mired in my Trend Fiddler sphere of artists and like Pinterest, like finding art that I like on Pinterest and then reverse image searching the original creator just to find out it was AI. I'm like, no, man. But yeah, I need to do some exploring. And then also, everybody, I'm not sure how long you probably said. Oh wait, 5 times a week for. I'm not sure how long you guys stream or Jess's streams are, but I can only go for like an hour of good focus and narrating, and then I need like a break. So we do like a little GeoGuessr, game guesser break after an hour. I can't remember what the timer's at. The timer's at 20 minutes, but it's just a heuristic, right? For whenever we feel like, oh, we're losing focus, we need to readjust, reorient. Cool. That was slice 3 and 4. It's going well so far. Let's get to slice 6, or 5 and 6, which is 1/3 easy. And then 6 is 2/5, but we have... Is this where the error occurred last time? There's some issue. No, this is where we fixed it. Pinterest makes me so sad now waiting through all that AI. Okay, maybe there's two things I'm dealing with when it comes to Pinterest right now. It's either... One, I just am not getting that much AI. I also have the setting turned off where it's like if it's synthetic content, it'll just not show it. But 2, maybe the AI's gotten so good, or maybe I'm just not that good at recognizing it, that I'm just like not seeing it. I don't see too much. I definitely see it. In fact, I see a lot of Trend Fiddlers art, and people just like AI generate it, and it's like a mishmash of other styles. And I'm glad that my decroded, to use Northern Lions terminology, brain can at least know the difference. It's getting harder and harder. Yep. It's my friend was like the other day, he was like, so you're graduating with a computer science degree and your hobby is art? Do you want to be employed? And I was like, man, leave me alone. Do you think like 4 years ago I had any idea this would happen? Thank you for the follow, Lunicorn. I'm getting better at pronouncing names that I see on the internet. Slowly but surely. Maybe we'll walk into stream tomorrow with a face cam too. Who knows? I was actually thinking about that the other day, but then I was like, I'm probably just hyped up on caffeine and think that's a good idea. And plus, like all my favorite hoodies have logos of where I live on it, so I need to like, we need to figure that one out. I do, thankfully. It's actually going to be comical if I started using the face cam. I wear the same thing every day, not the same clothes, My closet literally looks like a cartoon character's closet of like tan shirt, tan shirt, tan shirt, and then like 5 different pairs of exercise shorts. It has been great for getting better at bash scripting. True. Just use your tools with care. No, I use Pinterest mainly for mini painting refs. That's been mostly okay. I mainly get it for like fabric, right? Like, oh, I want to do like, here's my arm this way, all that. Sounds efficient at least. So, as a person who's been programming, not professionally, it's tough because like AI is kind of mandatory for programmers nowadays. All the job applications say you have to have experience, or they want experience with LLMs, right? And it's honestly like hot take. Bro, coding with AI is so boring. Because like I just watch it do my job and it makes something like 50 times better than what I could do. And I'm like, yeah, like why am I even looking at it, right? And so it's a bit of an epistemicide of like, you have to, make a conscious effort to not let it do your job for you. But man, it's tough. My little clinical programming niche holds out a while yet. Keep fighting, man. Keep fighting. Bash scripting, it makes it a lot easier. Even some Python scripting. I mainly code in C++ Python, or like C Suite Python, C tooling for Python. And it does get stuff wrong time to time, but yeah. For us, we are not allowed to use it. I'm consulting in defense industry. That makes sense. And then you'd have to have like an in-house one, right? And this making up, oh, for sure. Trusty Rusty Dusty, thank you very much for the follow. And that's the thing, is like when you see like this machine doing your job for you and it's doing a seemingly good job, it's easy to lose your footing. Not really good enough at understanding everything, for sure. You need not only a human in the loop, but like a human kind of just with the controls. You guys should absolutely be using local models, yeah. After Claude's, not necessarily that Claude recently, like their security breach affects you as a non-local user, but like the fact that their security was breached in the first place is telling of the dangers that reside in them, your prompts now being public. Yikes. That wasn't the best ellipse. Give it a few months and the models that haven't been made public, true. And plus, I mean, Claude, Opus, if you guys have used like the professional grade ones, those ones are scary. There's too much security stuff at risk. Yeah, for sure. I was going to get a minor in cybersecurity, and then my university deleted the minor. Trust me, I could rant about that for hours about how mad I am. I still specialized in it though, so, I did all the same classes that would get me the minor. I care a lot about security. Wow, guys, the dude who draws furries all day is also into Linux. Who would have guessed? But Linux and security, I should say. What is this guy, a Kali user? No. It's an interesting field, though. That's the thing, and that's why I'm scared of going, not professional, because I don't think I'm ever, okay. I think I'm quite far out from selling my own art to any degree, right? But like, I want to protect art as much as I can, because I've seen how kind of painful it can be for something that you love a ton, for me coding. Accidental furry raid. Not for real. I wouldn't consider myself a furry. Don't worry, you're safe now. Claude was okay for front end, but the back end stuff we didn't find it particularly useful for. I actually found it pretty helpful for back end, specifically like crafting. We were using Flask. I worked on an open source project for a bit. Working with Flask backend, and like instead of making all the routes, I'm like, hey, go do that. Using this template or etc. It is really good at lying. Front end, I actually found it to be good for like making a mockup, and then absolutely terrible for like styling or like accessibility standards, like WCAG 2.2 whatever. Like making it follow that was a pain. And then I'm spending more energy trying to corral an AI than actually doing my task, right? Okay, so we have our ellipses down. What we're going to do now is we're going to draw a box. He said the thing. And we're going to superimpose these inside of the box to construct our soap. What time are we at? We're at 12 minutes. Software as a service. Yeah, I could definitely understand that. It sucks at asynchronicity right now, and that kind of makes sense because by virtue of what LLMs are, predicting the next token for something that's as nebulous as parallelism is pretty out there. You can't just have a zero-shot model do that. That's got to be something handcrafted. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick, and then I guess we'll start the box. Part of me actually kind of wants to do a quick BRB, and then we play some Game Guesser to just chillax. And then we draw for an hour, 2 or more, working on the box. How about that? So, everybody, first of all, thank you for all the people who've stuck by or just were in the raid in the first place. We're going to do a short BRB. I'm going to get some water. I recommend anybody who's drawing along with me or anything, chill out, get a water, kind of prep your materials. We're going to do a couple games just to chillax for a second. Then we're going to come back and continue our construction. So, be right back. There's also another reason I can't, or I haven't done a camera stream. It's because the camera would be right in view of my bathroom door. And we know what can happen there. Cool. Monitoring regulatory submissions and whatnot. Yeah, my bad for assuming we're missing an S for software as a service right there. We're going to play a bit of Game Guesser, guys. For those who don't know, or it's called Guess the Game, you get a screenshot of a game and you have to guess what it is. And then we're going to do a little bit of Open Guesser just to play around. And then we'll come back and start constructing our box. All that stuff. Ooh, I can already have a guess as to where this is, but we're not going to cheat. Let's head over here. Oh, I accidentally put that in chat. My bad. Cool, this is Guess the Game. So we have to just play around, guess what the game is. And it's kind of like Wordle in a sense. If you can guess the right franchise, it'll let you know, etc. I have no idea what we're doing right here. Feeling a little bit of a mayhaps. I don't know. You gave me bricks, bro. I'm gonna hit a skip. Okay, very nice lighting. Like we have ray traced-esque lighting. I almost want to put in a Battlefield because this feels like a collapsed building. So Battlefield 6. Okay, not Shin Nippon Pro Wrestling. Resident Evil. Newest Requiem. I feel like that's a great pick. Let's do Requiem. I kind of like that idea. Is it not on here? Or am I just spelling it wrong? Excuse me. Resident Evil 9, perhaps? Maybe not. I'm gonna stick with Battlefield. Okay, we're just gonna go Battlefield 4. Oh, PS Vita? So it'll also hint you in on the platform and such. Metacritic score, PS Vita? Is this like a Spider-Man? But what? What are we doing? I'm gonna hit a skip. Oh no, there's no way I'm guessing this. Uh-oh. What a shame. It was a good run for this one. Yesterday was a really good day on Game Guesser. Wait, I've seen this character before. What? Where's TS Block? Get TS Block in here. They're like the goat of Killzone. Let's do it. Killzone 2013, so we're just gonna go with okay, Killzone 2. We're sending it. Holy crap. I hope. I'm gonna give it a second. If anyone's gonna yell at me like, no, not 2. Okay, I'm gonna send it. What? Killzone Mercenary. We tried. I like this character design. Holy. QTE. Oh my god, that was violent. Here's, let's do some other games. Or some other days. I think is it Hellgast. I like it. Yeah, let's continue where we left off yesterday. Oh. I have absolutely no idea. It seems familiar. I'd almost want to put like Talos Principle if I didn't know better. These spikes are given almost like a Genshin vibe to them. Oof. I'm not a real gamer, guys. I don't know what this is. Anime PS for sure. I do. Oh, wait, no. This PC? With this kind of like techno stuff? It's like MMO FPS. This kind of reminds me of a game I played a long time ago. Yeah, there's... We're about to learn about a new PlanetSide. Ooh. Is that the game I played? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. PlanetSide 2? Or we're going to go PlanetSide 1? Alrighty, thank you very much for joining. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your evening / night. I'm going to just go PlanetSide 2. Holy moly. We're pro gamer, dude. Okay. Let's do one more, then we'll head over to Open Guesser. Ooh, this kind of gives Grease. It reminds me of Grease, the game. But I'm not too sure. Definitely not. We have the bisexual color theme in the background, to quote Ultra Kill. Yeah, there's mobile. You're throwing a mobile game at us. You just called us a pro gamer, and you're giving us mobile game. No, rhythm game. There is a. Oh. Heck yeah. Our streams are a bit later. You know this QR? Thank you all for joining us. Wow, there was 100-person raid. That's absurd. You lost the name, though. That's completely fine. We're about to learn it. It's Mustache. Interesting. Oh, is this like one of those? Okay, I can see how it's rhythm. That's cool. I like that. Ooh. Temple Run? There's no way Temple Run is on here. It's 2 words. What? How is this not Temple Run? What? How's Temple Run not on there? Oh, Rain World? Okay. I should be smitten for not getting that faster. Okay, cool. First section of the chill out BRB done. Legends of the Hidden Temple. That just sounds crazy. I'm going to Google that. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Oh my gosh. What is this? It was a game? Or like a game show? Game show? What? Legends of the Hidden Temple is an American action-adventure television game show produced from 1993 to 95 on Nickelodeon. It looks vaguely familiar. For those who don't know, I'm frustratingly young and not worldly or experienced in any way, so pop culture references may be lost on me. I'm super. I'm an early 2000s child. And I guess they just weren't popping that. I was a SpongeBob kid. I watched so much SpongeBob whenever my parents were like, hey, we're going to leave you at the house alone. I'd be like, instead of them being like, oh, we'll be back in an hour, they were like, we'll be back in about 2 SpongeBob episodes, or like 3. I was like, okay. No, just play Legos. Oh, also, why is the GeoGuessr guy on the train? I just realized this is absurd. Okay, what do we got here? So possibly it looks like Spanish, right? Superboc. We're in Portugal? Or okay. I know there's Superboc in Portugal. But I'm not sure if this is Brazilian Portuguese. I do Piespana. I think this is Portugal, Lisbon. And I can notice one of the buildings up there. This is a frustratingly slow train. We don't need this many pictures. But I'm hoping if we head over here. Does Brazil have aqueducts? Good question. That may change the things. Oh no, I'm seeing these roof tiles. These are very Portuguese, trust. And apologies if this is causing anyone motion sickness. It is frustratingly this. I have been on the trains in Portugal. Pearls have it activated again? No. This kind of looks like the European symbol, the exit symbol, but this could be Brazil. I'm... Sintra! Okay, no. I know exactly where we are. I've been to both those places. Let's see if Sintra... This is the line to Sintra, then we're... I mean, that doesn't help. All of Lisbon is south of Sintra. But Sintra's like up here, correct? Any more clues? Maybe that's the name of the station. Look at this guy. Let's go to main Lisbon. Here we are. I'm just gonna say... I went on a train to Sintra, like over in this region. So I'm just gonna put it right here. Should have put on a train track. That's not bad. I'm pretty proud of that one. Okay. Very interesting. Very crusty picture, might I add. So somewhere with Arabic. Give me a second. Qatar, right? That's the Qatar flag. If I'm not completely wrong. I'm going to Google it just because I want to learn. Yes. Okay. I'm crazy with it. Let's get it. White boy knows his flags. And we're just going to toss it because there's no way we know. Look at that. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll head back to our drawing of the day. Ooh. Europe. UK, Scotland. Oh, here we go. We have some text to help us. Oh. Swedish-esque color scheme. I don't know how to differentiate Swedish from all the others. I would like for them to increase the exposure on this camera. Mayhaps. Because, wow. Let's go towards the must. The smokestack over here, whatever it's called. Bolt. Backseating allowed, of course. We appreciate it. Both in drawing and... unless you're going to be like, this sucks. And I'm like, please don't say it sucks. Oh, here we go. They increased the exposure. Words looked Finnish to me. Huge. I don't know the difference between any of those. So I will take your word it's Finnish. What's the capital of Finland? Helsinki. Okay. Now, where are we? We're right here. You know what? Oh, Estonia. That language feels more Finnish. Well, it's in Tallinn. I hope that's how you pronounce the Estonian capital. Finally, let's do one more. Ooh, here we go. Oh, some clapping in the music. Cambodian People's Party. Well, this is the part where Kavel has to admit that he does not know where Cambodia is. Just kidding. Is it? Dude, I feel so... wait, no. Cambodia, is it Southeast Asia? Yes. Okay. Oof. We're here. Okay. Dodgerton said Asia. And don't even ask me to pronounce the capital name. But we're going to go right here. Okay. Wait, what, dude? Uh, excuse me, dude. Was this what I get for being bad at geography and like being like, where's Cambodia? Huh. Well, you know what? I should have picked the clockwise selection, not the Wait, oh, don't do that. Okay, that just opened Spotify for some other reason. Yeah, so at least it didn't bug out completely. I think that's our sign. We should head back, everybody. Thoughts? Let's head back here. Take a sip of water and then we'll get back to it. Oh, another follow. Thank you very much, BMO. Next time you should scroll the world a few times over. I was thinking of that. I was actually thinking of that. It may crash my browser again. Who knows? Alrighty, guys. So, in typical Drawbox fashion, we are going to draw a box. And I need a new piece of paper for that. You are going to see me act very strange. We're going to do some weird incantations and rituals to be able to make this box happen the way I want. And we're going to talk about it. Ow! I dropped my ruler on the ground and then hit my head on the desk trying to grab it, so we're going to also take off the hoodie. It's getting a bit warm. I spilled my water in that process. So, we need to make a box. Specifically, this box will be 1 by 2.75 by 1, right? It's a square box. It has a square face. The 2.75 will worry me. And also, one kind of product of how we'll be sketching this is, given our orthos, I do a lot of this trick to get all 4 equal sides of the ellipses by leveraging the fact that these are squares. So because they're squares, we can find 1, like let's say this was like 1/10 and 1/9, right? Well, if we find the 1/9, which is basically 1/10, if we hit the true diagonal of the square, we can find the 1/10 over here and then make a perfect square inside of it. This is dependent upon us having a very accurate vanishing point, right? Because if this was in perspective and we wanted to do 2 parallel lines in perspective, it would have to go to the same vanishing point. So it means for this box, I have to get really good lines to the vanishing points, or else these orthos become much more technical and much more difficult to do. And can lead to a bunch of compounding error, which I don't want because my ellipses are already going to suck by virtue of me being a human and not being able to draw ellipses too well. So that is something to consider. My goal for the rest of this stream is to construct the box and then do subdivisions in all faces. This may take an attempt or two, to the dismay of any drawboxers watching, but we shall continue. And also, I'm going to retract my mic. It's a bit close. I'm not opposed, though, to booting up the face cam next time and getting some more engagement. Cool. So, the hard part. Making a box that is sufficient. We're going to start with the Y method. We're going to be doing this portrait, so I have more room to work with. Guess we'll start, no, because for the actual construction, I'm going to hold it in the camera like how I want it to appear. I don't want the tip, this corner of the box that we're about to construct, to end up like perfectly in the middle, because then we'll have a weird bunch of weird stuff happening. I would like to move the box a little bit away from us, which does make my job a bit harder, because that means we need to make a square plane in perspective, do a bunch of tricks, but I'm okay with doing that. Alrighty. So, I say the corner should be right here. We'll go this long. Oof, I may have rotated it a bit too much already. We haven't even drawn the box yet. There is such thing as drawing a little bit too big in this scenario, because that pushes the VPs too far away from me in real life. Like if we were to, the VP's like all the way over here across my room, it's harder to measure to that, and the smaller resulting compounding error will just get a bit bad. There we go. That's nice. I don't like this. We're going to move it a bit more this way, or we're going to restart. We're going to restart. Cure's over there like, no, Kavel, don't. You've only made like 3 dots. Don't restart. Oh my god, I've knocked over my water bottle again. This time, I'm actually going to go a bit smaller, because I kind of forgot. It's better to go a bit smaller for these. 1.2 kilometers to the vanishing point. Just far enough away, right? I've seen people with setups, like these giant desks, and they have, like pins and stuff set up with, like, string. I'm not sure what that's called. I'm not that advanced. Be cool to be. Maybe I'll be like that one day. Then again, I'm not sure if I ever want to make an art piece with that requires that much setup. I'd have to really be into the background of the scene. Might just need a bigger piece of paper. True. Sadly, in Drawbox official critique, we are restricted to our printer paper size. Actually, I'd have to double check that for this lesson. I think so, just to standardize how much we're drawing. Because that would be like, some people draw like extremely large or such, and then yeah. Elastics and paperclip to do 3 or 5 point. I haven't even thought of that, but that sounds rad. I've been wanting to explore 5 point, or just the, the 4 fisheye perspectives. That does sound really cool to me. Okay, I slightly moved this one. You know, we're gonna do it one more time. There we go. These stray dots are going to annoy me, but we'll have to live, won't we? Some crazy jazz today. That's nice. I think that's workable. And then, of course, I like making the center line of all of our constructions. Actually, the degree of the top face on this is really high. So that means we probably don't want to foreshorten too much. Then again, having a larger degree on the top face, you know, more of it being exposed to us, gives us more room to do our orthos. So I'm not going to complain too much. Actually, for those who don't know, Drawbox has 2 challenges, 250 boxes and 250 cylinders. And this is effectively a cylinder, right? And all cylinders must have square faces on the boxes that they're circumscribed inside. So we're going to actually start with making a square plane up here and then worrying about the height. Because once the square plane is down, we have like 2 of our VPs locked in, and that will give us a better sense of scale for how long these lines are. Of course, I want relatively shallow foreshortening. I don't want much foreshortening at all. But we are not allowed to do isometric for lesson 6, so we do have to have some convergence. Oof, that was awful. Let's... Now, if you ask Kavel, is this what you would like to do with art forever? And I would say no, vehemently no. I love drawing humans and animals and creatures, but I study this because I'd rather much be, you know, a well-rounded artist who's explored many things. Because I feel like that'll give me a better gauge for what I actually want to do in art, and what I like to do and what I don't like to do. Is lesson 6 a thing I would not like to do that much? Maybe. But as is a trend in much of art, it is a pretty beautiful puzzle to solve. And you can't really go wrong with that. Alrighty, so we have the true corner, the isometric corner over here, and now we want to start shifting it in such a way that things are pushed in our favor. So this line on the page, not in perspective, but on the page is shorter, which means the VP needs to be closer, so it could relative to this. So it could be more foreshortened, and that's equal to this one. So we want to push in this VP a bit. Let's say right here. Good. And then, does that feel square? It does not at all, because we need to foreshorten this one a bit now. So I should have actually probably started with foreshortening that one. Oh well. That feels somewhat square-ish. I don't want to, foreshorten this too much, and I feel like I am already. Then again, these are going to be axes that are relatively closer to the VP than this main axis right here, because since the line is longer and we don't want that much foreshortening, the VP will be proportionally further away. So now it's just a lot of trying to think ahead, kind of go by vibes. Oh my gosh, this is going to be like really foreshortened if it's the way I want it to be. That feels a bit better in terms of squareness. This is really messing with one part of my brain though, and it's yelling at me. It's like, that's not square enough. Specifically when I look at it from this angle. I don't know why my brain is so... Oh yeah, look how foreshortened that is. We may... I'm going to do this square and then we may redo it again. Just because I want to see what's going on here, why it's tickling my brain so much. Unfollowing. Unfollowing, reporting to uncomfortable. Man, this is a weird one because it just doesn't feel square enough. And I know there are techniques for making true squares in perspective, but we are not using those for lesson 6, unfortunately. Ironically, I did do it when I was figuring out 250 cylinder challenge, and since then have not touched it. Maybe we don't redo this one. I can definitely tell, let me hold it in front of me, that I think the VP should have been more like right here, because this feels too long. Other than that, though, I think we're okay. Let's continue with it for now. I do think it's not a true square, pretty notably. Since the degree will decrease from us doing this, it will let us in on how bad it is once we do the bottom plane right here, and then we can make a decision on that. Also, we want the ratio 1:1 to 2.75. So I'll just do a rough estimate here. That's about 3 inches. Oh no. So that means we need like 7.5. And then that could get shortened by foreshortening. So that's 7. So if we went all the way down here. Really? 3, 6, 1.5, 7.5, yeah, ish. Technically 8 inches. We'll make it work, hopefully. So make sure we're orthogonal to the page. That just makes our lives kind of easier. Hopefully this isn't a huge mistake. Now for, oh man, that's just looking less and less square by the second. Maybe the degree should have been smaller. We fight on. I want to do this construction justice because, in my opinion, it's easier than the tape dispenser, so why should it be any lower quality than this tape dispenser, which is really, that's a qualitative claim, right? Like, we don't support those. Oh wow, this VP is going to be so close. For those who are new here as well, Drawbox typically doesn't allow you to use rulers for the sake of improving penmanship and a swath of other reasons. But lesson 6, you're allowed to. We're free in that sense. Does that make lesson 6 any easier? I mean, yeah, it definitely makes it easier than doing this, raw, but oof. I mean, and we are just kind of finding this is what no freedom looks like. Drawing with a specific, mark making tool on specific paper on a specific object. And all of my time here is being measured. So we have a dedicated amount of time for drawing for the sake of play. QR, how are your doodles going? I have a lot of work to do after stream. I'm gonna be looking at both. I'm gonna say lady for now because like I feel weird saying their actual name. And the other, who's the other artist that started with P? I have a lot of research to do on these people to make sure I do their streams justice. And I'm just also curious on their art. Just kept pen inking. Heck yeah. I'm actually interested in buying that hoodie with the two. Were they titmouses? I can't remember which birds they were. Just, yeah, the one without the text is probably less problematic. Okay, let's commit. This VP is quite far away. But once again, we are in a losing battle when it comes to this construction. Because we're constructing a tall object. Rather than like a nice and silly little perfect cube. Which would be nice, but... And this is why I tilted it a bit, is so these lines weren't, parallel. Or not, they wouldn't be parallel. Oh yeah. They would be collinear, not just parallel. But these are going to be seemingly very close to parallel because of how close... Maybe I should have foreshortened this a lot more. Are they parallel? There's no way I did that. Okay, no. But still. From that one VOD of the Matrix drawing, I could tell she was very observational. All the shapes, blocking in the shapes first. That's insane. Lesson 5 was probably the peak of me being good at recognizing shapes, and I've probably gotten a lot rustier now. But just that itself is absurd to me. And then doing it all traditionally and with the finished product at the end, dude. What a good night tonight. I'm not just saying that because of the jazz. Even though it's giving those vibes. I'm still mad that Kat walked into stream one day, heard it, was like, heard John Coltrane was like, oh, this is elevator music. Bro, explode. What? Oh my god. I'm not sure about you guys. I mean, I would be greatly concerned if anyone here disagreed with me. But live music, some food and live music. You know, I've grown in a more southern culture, so uh, live music and food is probably like a core tenet of where I've grown up. It's such a great experience being with like family or friends, specifically outdoor seating with live music. On like a summer afternoon where the sun has gone down, so it's not like 100 degrees, and you have a nice wind at night. My cat got scared shitless by something after a moment after I sent that. I just ran it, just ran into your base and out the door. Oh, what is your cat's name again? I'm not sure if I've asked, and I feel bad for not asking, or maybe I've forgotten, and that's even worse than not asking. I've been doing this little motion. This is what I mean where I get obsessed. Also, just lose focus. Moho, long hair is GG. Ah. Oh my god, this VP is so close. Yikes. We may have to reevaluate this one. It can be hard to tell apart in the pictures. I'm going to revisit them and see if I can correctly identify them. Because my family has a long hair as well. So I hope that I can like distinguish. Oh yeah, for context, my family owns 7 cats. Mojo. Why did I say Moho, dude? Am I stupid? Yeah, we own 7 cats. I've seen them all. We've raised many. I've personally raised a lot of dogs. So I'm a big enjoyer of animals. I love them so much that I don't keep them at my apartment. One, because I just don't feel like my apartment would be conducive for animals. But two, I know the chores and tasks that a pet takes, and I know better. I know better than what I could provide. Trying to gauge this VP. Actually, we could just do this. The VP is so close. We can do the. We haven't been able to do this trick in a minute because all my VPs have been so far out. There's no way it's that close. Holy, look at that. They don't teach you this in Drawbox. Oh, this is a bit concerning how close it is. Did I really make this that close? I mean, it's going to be really close to parallel, what we call PP lines. Practically parallel lines. I mean, having one plotted VP, or quote-unquote plotted one that we like are very confident in, is good. Just that means we're going to have one side that's very foreshortened, and I'm not sure if I want that. One of the Shrek drawings just popped into my mind for some odd reason. Specifically the one with like the banana hammock or whatever it's called. Shreksies? What they're called? There we go. Oh gosh, this can be bad. Thanks. I think I'm gonna start trying to post in Champions Lounge more though. Not for the fact that, Gravel wasn't in the Sparrow Sky thing, but I do miss how much I interacted with the Drawbox community, specifically people like Mickey and Soko. Whenever I've gotten the opportunity to talk to them, I always appreciated a good conversation with those people. This is my schism from Delano server. Actually, there was a moment that I was like, not getting mad at people in Drawbox. It was when I was trying to be a little bit more active in helping people, and there was the same, why can't I use digital? Or like, I want to use digital. And then it's the same conversation. It's like, hey, we really don't recommend it. We recommend doing it yourself. And they're like, but I wanna. And like, you. It's tough. It's rough. And I see the allure of digital. And I'd say it's actually better than traditional. Hold up. In like some very specific circumstances. Like for iterative character design, even though I'm not like the most knowledgeable person at all. In fact, not knowledgeable. Um, I'd still say it's great for iteration, right? But for someone like Drawbox, where it's the tutorial zone of art, come on, guys. I think I've made that VP way. Maybe not. Let's send it. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's not it. It can definitely be very samey there, yeah. And these people don't mean, they mean well, right? They don't not mean well. Just there's a reason, But I also understand, like, walking into Drawbox, let's take their perspective, right? They're not sure if this question has been asked before. Art 1 a.m. Oh my gosh. Well, once again, Armpit, I know there's many thanks to extend to everybody here, but specifically to you, thank you for not only showing up to the stream, but being like, yo, let's get like 100 people in here. I hope to hopefully see some familiar faces here and there. Thank you once again. Have a great night. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the game guesser and the geoguesser. We are finishing this box tonight. I'm going to take a sip of water though. We're back. Man, I like the album cover for this song a lot. It's like a scarab, but with like all this cool Egyptian symbology inside of it. What failed with the last one? It was not a true square. I didn't like how non-foreshortened the longest part of the box was, and I didn't check the back VP. I didn't draw it low enough because I didn't check it with all three VPs, or for the back corner / top. So we'll fix that. Scold me. Tell me I'm the most evil Drawbox student in the world, because I am. Okay. So, yeah. That was pretty good overall. I think we should go smaller. Let's be a bit more technical about it. I did like, even though it was a mistake, the higher degree on the top was pretty good, because that forces us to have higher degrees on everything else. Maybe a bit lower. I'm still going through the logistics of a face cam right now. You just see like my big noggin just looking down all the time at the sheet. I do want to try to get you guys a really cool angle though. I think I have one in mind. It's going to be a pain to set up, and I may need a USB extension cord if any of you can lend me one, but we could probably do this. Not the biggest fan of this. Also, smaller degree planes, in my opinion, are harder to make boxes. You can contest that idea, and I wouldn't push back too much, but I'd still believe it by virtue of it being my thoughts informed by my actions. There we go. I do have to give streaming so if anyone, I say this multiple times, if anyone's like, hey, should I stream art? I would say no. If you like drawing art, not because it's like the horrible, most difficult thing ever, just like you will be in front of people. And obviously, we're not in front of many people here until today. Um, but you know, this is just added stuff, right? And if you're, especially if you're a beginner trying to learn, I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe just, you know, professionally, who cares, right? But streaming, if there's been any benefit, it has made me a lot better at being a conversationalist. Not that I'm a great conversationalist, but I found it so much easier to speak to people and to like string along ideas and stay with them. Now, I do forget what people say in chat like or what I've been talking about in like 5 seconds. That's on me. But there's been some benefit from this small hobby. Oof. Okay, let's slow down. We are first going to get the isometric VP, or a VP corner, and then we'll get the actual thing. QR, or really anybody else in chat, do you guys have like original characters? I don't like saying OC still. It feels a little bit silly to me. I like the fox robot that you drew, QR, and I was actually thinking about drawing that one with your permission. I haven't committed to what it would be yet, but I just kind of wanted to work with the metal, like shiny sheen metal. Is this really? Yes. I have any OCs that kind of been trying to work on some, but nothing really sticks. I did get some actual ideas the other night, though. Ooh. Heck yeah, well, if there are any developments in that field, please let us know. And not to, you know, conscript Bear Mug, but she is, in my opinion, quite talented with making characters and character designs. So if you have any questions, obviously I don't want to put the burden of answering questions on Bear, right? But she is a knowledgeable individual for sure. Okay, so see this dot? That's why this transparent ruler is pretty epic. So you're like right here. That was our I think third raid ever, because Quantum CRC Gyms rated us before, but the one before that was a guy named Bernard Cheng, with 21 viewers. Not comparing viewer sizes. But he was also super chill, and all the people from his chat were chill. He's like a Marvel DC illustrator. Makes some amazing comics. You can find him at Comic-Con. That was like the first time I was like, man, Twitch kind of rocks. Like YouTube, you'll never have that. Discoverability on YouTube for streaming is just not really existent. I could rant for a while about YouTube's things, but oh no, he was so cool. Yeah, his personal website at the time, I'm not sure if it's still there. It was it was like the picture of him was like him at a Comic-Con, like staring, like peering behind him at like a person's butt, because it was like they were wearing like a outfit. I'm like, bro, it was so unserious. I'm not sure if that still exists. Here, let me look it up right now. Let me see if that still exists. Bernard Chang. The guy has a Wikipedia, man. Oh, there it is. You go to his friends. That's his friends tab. Tutorial? This guy has tutorials? Buddy. Distractions. I need to go through his website more. The guy has Wikipedia, bro. Yeah, DC Comics, Batman, Batman Beyond, Demon Knights, Green Lantern, Monkey Prince, Nightwing, Supergirl, Superman, Teen Titans, Wonder Woman, Marvel Comics, Cable, Daredevil, Deadpool, Iron Man, New Mutants, X-Men, and then Valiant Comics. Holy. What a guy. I love his streams too, because his face he like green screens just his head in. Like it's just a floating head. I really like it a lot. I need to be working on my human drawings more, man. I've been too into the anthropomorphic field. I've been really thinking about Soko's art. Okay, so let's lock into VP, and I actually say let's do this one first. Believe it or not. I remember when Soko, I saw the first Soko comic. I think it was like a Halloween one or something. I can't remember. It was like horror oriented. I was amazed. This feels square-esque. I like covering. In fact, I'd rather cover it with one of these, or just this. I like covering previous dots because it kind of prevents me from psyching myself out. I don't think I've seen much of her actual finished work. I just see studies here and there. I'll try to link you, QR, on social media art share if I look for it after stream, if I remember. The original comic. I've heard, yeah, recently, she's been like working hard at work for this comic. I'm extremely proud of them. Sounds like I have some like investment in the cause. I don't, but like I'm prideful to be in the same community as this person and to see how much they've done, because I do find it really impressive. Okay, we're going through. I need to work on my square planes more, dude. Kind of move this VPN more, but if we do that VPN, we have to move the other one by proxy. So now this needs to move in more. My heart flutters. Yo, what's up, SV Sams? How's it going? Just to say my heart. Oh, thank you for all the applause. While they're applauding you going to the stream, sadly, SV Sams doesn't get the joke because no music on YouTube. My heart flutters when I think about graduating in a couple days. No, you're fine. Deep library session. I remember those. Oh, college. Oh, years ago. No, I'm kidding. That's totally fine. I hope finals are going well, if it's finals for you. Hence the library sessions. No worries about being late to stream, though. We're still here. We're still drawing. We're enjoying ourselves. I have no DMs from my friends on Discord saying I need to get on GTA now. There's no attendance. There's no tardy here. Move it back and forward. Look at all the searching dots. Yikes. Hopefully my scanner doesn't pick up on it. Okay, this feels square. I'm liking this. We can even cheat a little bit by doing that, but I don't really want to. My goal over the next coming days is to go somewhere with live music. Should we all make that a challenge for ourselves? If we can, afford it, both time-wise and monetarily and etc. I feel like it's a healthy, good thing to do. You just went last night? I need to catch up. Sadly, where I live, it's not too common in my college town. My hometown, maybe a bit more, yeah. For sure, actually. I just had my whole rant about how I grew up with it, but... Kiora, you did mention, I don't want to distract you from your sketching too much, or your drawing. You did mention, both a base today, and you mentioned an art discussion about your past history with music, and just in general, your past history with music. What, were you did you write music? Did you perform? Where did you occupy? And of course, if you don't want to talk about it, it's totally fine. But I am curious. That feels quite square. This axis is a little bit longer. Little deal. But that feels a lot better than last time. Degree is smaller. Bleh. But I'm liking this a lot. We have potential. I'm not gonna lie, I think I had jitters from all the raid. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to say it when the raid just happened. I was a bit overwhelmed. But like, that was a lot. That was no hate, of course. I would rather be jittery from a billion raids than from people kind enough to raid. I hope that we have enough consistent viewers one day to substantially raid somebody. That sounds crazy out of context. Yeah, I played bass, but mainly produced composed. I kind of jumped between genres constantly. Ooh. Would there be a possibility? I know, don't have to if you don't want to. If you have any recordings of this music to share with the class, mayhaps. Once again, totally fine if not, but I'm always interested in hearing and all that stuff. You know me, I'm a sucker for music. Of course, yeah. Once again, no pressure. It's totally fine. If not, I can understand the vibes. Okay, so that was almost 3 inches. We have our 2.75 to worry about, which gets us 6, technically 6 point, was it like 2125? Where are we at? I'm actually going to do the math. 2.75 times 3. 8.25. Oh, not 125. I'm silly. Oh man, the sunset's so nice outside, guys. We're going to start moving. Once graduation is over, I want to do our streams at 12. Or maybe 2 or 12. Just so I can enjoy looking out of my window and seeing the sunset. And there's a really, really round mourning dove preening itself in the sunset right now. It is like kind of scarily rotund. And the combination of watching that with this jazz is a nice treat. Man, that dove is round. And since it's like blocking some of the sunlight, all I see is its just spherical, orbular even, silhouette. What are the odds that we get rated by people who love birds, dude? It's perfect. However, I'm not sure if they like birds just to like birds or they just want to make tit jokes. But hey, I'm here for either. Okay, we're gonna only go to 7 inches again. Because it just seems absurdly tall. But we know the actual object to be 7 inches by 3. Or 7.5 by 3, right? Or no, 2.5 by 7. So actually we're getting like close to the real dimensions here. And if it's foreshortened, actually if it's very foreshortened, which we want this height to be, then we may not want it to be as tall. I don't know. Something is irking about how tall this is. This is a very Kavel thing to like get hooked up on a line he hasn't drawn for like 10 minutes, maybe even 20. My friends made me take a Gaydar quiz last night, which I feel like, and it was like on WikiHow. It's just a stupid quiz. They make me take quizzes all the time. And I hate gay quizzes, by the way. It's like, are you romantically attracted or sexually attracted to the person of the same sex? You click yes, and it's like, wow, who would I get? Whatever. It's novel. It's whatever. But like most of the gay quiz, the Gaydar quiz was just kind of, have you dyed your hair? Do you have piercings? Which I was like, okay, it's kind of whatever. I don't care. But then there was like one is like, do you turn on the big light in your room or only small ambient lights? I was like, you know what? That one I will agree with. That one I feel like is applicable. I was like I felt because like I was ranting on the stream about that the exact same day. Do I also have two big softbox lights pointing right at me at all times? Yes. While I'm streaming, I don't have the softbox lights on while I sleep. I promise. Actually, one night my softbox lights like randomly turned on because the power flickered, and so I woke up to like the light of God in my eyes at like 3 a.m. I swear I have the most cursed sleep of anybody in the world. That's just a lie. Okay. If it's shorter, it's okay. If it's longer, that sucks. Patooey. I'm still unsure. That's the hard part about lesson 6 for me is I can get hooked up on a singular decision for ages, and I don't feel like it's kind of a 1 or a 0. It's you do it or you don't, and there's not really a perfect or a correct answer in many of these cases, and I'm kind of misguided because I tell myself, uh, it could be solved by staring at it longer, but most things can't actually. Actually, well, in engineering, no joke, a lot of my biggest problems with coding and even back in mechanical was just staring at something long enough and then it kind of snapped. But I feel like a lot of the situations in Drawbox don't afford that. Sometimes you will just not know things. I'm really worried about this being too long. But now we know to foreshorten it a lot more. I kind of feel good about this foreshortening too. Make sure that's not egregiously parallel and it actually kind of feels like it is. There's no way that's parallel. Oh wait, no, that's not the VP I just made. Dude, I'm... Get this guy's meds. Ooh, and this VP is close enough to be plotted. Not sure who's left here. It has been a bit of a longer stream. Has anyone engaged with the Animal Farm movie? For those who know, I've not read Animal Farm. You know, you're allowed to pretend that you've read 3 books in your life, or like there's 3 books that you pretend. It's the Bible, 1984, and Animal Farm. Yeah, there's oh, welcome to YouTube. Yeah, there's a 3D animated like kids movie of Animal Farm, which you know, from what I know about the book, is a critique on Stalinism and like the kind of how, from what I know, once again, this could be completely wrong. Please feel free to correct me. Animal Farm is a critique of Stalinism and how it undermines the true kind of goals of either socialism or communism. Because I know from what I understand that Orwell was a socialist, if I'm correct. But anyways, the movie apparently just undermines everything. Like, it's just like, there's fart jokes. It's just kind of, there's like a happy ending, which I know Orwell would have loved. Yeah. Some people were saying that it's apparently a CIA plant to undermine like this kind of media, you know. It's like, oh yeah, like CIA made this movie to make people disinterested in Orwell's like politics, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the correct term to use, but also I almost said Sturma on accident again, and I was just reminded of our one chatter who I said Sherma and they were a Stir fan. I read Animal Farm randomly when I was like 10 and really liked it somehow. Just found it at my grandparents'. 10-year-old Animal Farm is pretty a lot. I read Brave New World. I'm not sure how close, like, I mean, Albert Huxley and Orwell, right? They're close. They were bros. I don't actually know the relation, but like media wise, 1984, lots of parallels to Brave New World. I read Brave New World when I was like 15 and I was sick. Like, I actually like felt physically sick at some parts of it, you know? So like 10 years old Animal Farm. I also watched like the South Park, like all of South Park when I was younger, and so that was fine. So yeah, okay. There's some parallel there. So I love the world. I appreciate. I don't want. I'd never want the world of Brave New World to happen or 1984. 1984 I remember less because I read it when maybe 2 years before that when I read Brave New World. Um, and I could be confusing the characters and stories. I love it's like Half-Life 1 beta or Half-Life 2 beta, if you know, you know, where it's this world modeled after it, and I love the aesthetic, and I'm also a huge fan of brutalism, the architecture. So, brutalism and authoritarian regimes kind of go hand in hand, in some ways, right? Like Wolfenstein New Colossus architecture, some of it I like, right? Big concrete. I love big concrete. I love concrete. Um, and so like I imagine these worlds, and I love how imposing and big and scary they are, right? And I mean that was a theme of fascism, right? If you look at like fascist Italy and some of the buildings they were making, right? They were these large, concrete, imposing things. Um, Same thing with Germany. Once again, I'm not supported. By the way, brutalist fan. I love it. I'm sorry, just Vims. I love brutalist architecture so much. Not the like 80s kind of like go back to like the 60s brutalism. There's this one dude who like made a new project for Manhattan. Oh my god. It's so cool looking. I would never want to live there. I feel like it would be detrimental to mental health. But man, I love me some concrete. I used to make Gmod maps, and I made a map called GM Frame, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like how I made it. But it was brutalist, and I loved it for that. We can't talk about brutalism without mentioning Control, or the game Babdi, or Straftat, or their new one Volume, which is out in beta. I was actually considering playing that during our break today on stream. The Babdi developer has my heart because they make brutalist settings very quickly. Meanwhile, GM Frame took like so much work out of my soul. Because I designed so much of it specific, and I should have been a little bit more broad. It was a fun project, but man, that was a lot. That's actually why in art resources last night in the Discord, I was asking for some some material rendering resources because I want to draw some concrete. There's a brutalist building near where I live with some really nice looking concrete. It's weathered, like acid weathered, and it's blue, and I love it. I took my LinkedIn photos there. Okay, one more check. I know I keep like cross-checking this, but I want to. There's this one building. If you look up brutalism on Pinterest, there's one building in I think the UK. I think it was like the MI6 building or something. I can't remember. And yeah, I love that building a lot. I am a bit upset like that Gmod and the assorted like Valve games, everything with the Hammer editor basically, was associated with liminality, because I feel like you're underpinning its potential for brutalist architecture. Like the map maker who made probably one of the most popular maps other than like Big City, which I can't even remember the name of it right now. I would consider like the original Gmod construct art style, brutalist. And I love it for that. This music's feeling quite sinister. Let's go to the next one. Peace by Bill Evans. Bill Evans, I love you. Let's keep going though. What a great album cover. Herbie Hancock, here we go. See, I'm not, it keeps changing every time, but that maybe I'm just silly. Also, I graduate in a couple days. I've not had any nightmares for the past week. Actually, no, past couple days about I forgot to turn in an assignment and I can't graduate. I feel like those are coming and they're going to be mean and gross when it happens. But for now, I feel safe. I feel like they can't hurt me yet. But I know it's going to happen. This is VP is so freaking close. I don't know how I managed this. Come on. Maybe one day I should go through the VOD and count how many times I check a VP. It is a bit neurotic, I will not lie. This is good enough. Checks it 15 times. Hey, it's good enough. But man, is that foreshortened. And take a sip of water. A dehydrating thing, drawing boxes is. I watched any Fern enjoyers in chat. We're also turn down music a little bit. That trumpet is wonderful, but wow. Fern, the YouTube channel, they make little documentaries, like tiny, like small ones. And they recently did one on cigarettes. Alrighty, thank you QR for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Get some good rest. They recently had a documentary on China and cigarettes. And maybe it's my location in the US, but man, no one's doing cigarettes nearby, man. And that is crazy foreshortened. I'm a bit worried. I mean, it works, it's consistent, but that's a lot. Yeah, cigarettes I just feel like have fallen out of fashion, at least where I am in the US. Of course, I'm part of Gen Z and vapes are a big thing for us. I mean, it was like a huge marketing campaign, even though it was stomped out rather quickly by both government and big tobacco itself, that they were healthier than cigarettes, which, I mean, could be true. I don't know the stats or anything. So, this new generation did have a bit of a losing battle at the start when it came to cigarettes. But, like, in my own head, why would you... Cigarettes, they make your teeth smell bad, your breath smell bad, everything smells bad. I mean, of course, we all know the medical consequences of smoking cigarettes. But let's just talk about the aesthetic ones, because that's the ones we truly care about. As 20 and 30-year-olds. Alrighty, have a good one, TS Block. Can't believe TS Block doesn't want Kavel on the background while they work out. Oof, this is gonna be weird. Uh-oh. Oh no, it may be so foreshortened that it's gonna be distorted on the bottom plane. Oh, Kavel. Come on, dude. We're gonna commit, albeit I'm not gonna be happy about it. Feeling okay about that. Let's check this way now. Oh, this VP is so close as well. We may finish this box and then say like, we'll finish the rest tomorrow, depending on the success of this one. How long has the stream been? Almost 2.5 hours, so yeah, it's not bad. Nice. Why is that so high? Uh-oh. This is not looking good. We'll commit. We're kind of, oh, goodness, that's not good. We're kind of at the whims of, I forgot to clean off the pin. The other VPs that we've now established. So this will go a bit faster, but at the same time, we can only do so much to account for error. Okay, let's make sure we measure through all 3 VPs right now. No silly mistakes. Just because we've drawn a couple hundred, if not 1,000 boxes, doesn't mean we're experts on the matter. Having 2 VPs that are easy to plot to is very nice. We can't let that mislead us, of course. You know what? I'm not usually a fan of the lyrics in songs while we're streaming, but let's get it. I've been talking a lot. We could use some alternative commentary. A bit worried about how convergent that is, but we're gonna deal with that in a minute. It shocks me how close this VP is. It disgusts me even. Let's get it. To victory goes the bold. Whatever they say. Oof, that is quite foreshortened. It's relatively square on the bottom, which I'm not going to complain about too much. But yeah, I think we got to stick with it though. This one isn't too bad. It's just weird, for sure. Yeah, so we'll call it here, everybody. Wow, what a crazy stream. Our biggest raid ever from a very generous, kind group of people. Everyone I've interacted today was super chill. Hope to maybe see some familiar names going in the future. I gotta give so once again, a huge shout out to the nice lady over there. What was the name again? Jin? Was it? I apologize for forgetting. I'm scrolling. Jess, my apologies. Thank you a lot, Jess, the nice lady over there. With a party of 110 viewers. Thank you to everyone that followed. I would run through the list, but it's a bit absurd. Let's go. Slick, Art Chappie, Inkblade, Bwacket, Azura Cascade, hopefully. The bit donations from Slick Shady and Bwacket. The nice lady there, of course. Captain Mannerings, Odia, The Tiny Victories, Lonicorn, hopefully, 666. Trusty Rusty Dusty, and BMO700, and everyone else who stopped by. Holy crap, that's a lot of people. And of course, all of our frequenters, QR, SV Sam's, Bear Mug, Spooky Tuna, they say QR, hopefully QR, I said that already, TS Block. Yeah, so we're going to be streaming, look at the stream schedule on Twitch, it's going to get a little bumpy. Hopefully we'll be streaming let's see, today, which is Sunday, we already did, Monday, Tuesday, and then we won't be streaming for Wednesday or Thursday, and hopefully be back Friday. I'm graduating, guys, so we're going to be quite busy. The stream schedule may move around a bit, too, with earlier streams here and there, or whatever. I ask for your patience, because it's going to get bumpy and all that. But yeah, once again, sincerely thank you all for such an amazing stream. Thank you once again to Jess, and I hope you all have a great night. Bye for now.